What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 4 of the beautiful 1969 Ford F100 that we picked up just a few short days ago. In the last episode, you saw that we painted up this motor and got it looking really good in the beautiful Ford blue. Looks 100% amazing. We're gonna flip that motor over. We're waiting on a couple of gaskets to come in. We're gonna start putting them back together. In the meantime, I did want to get out the big wire brush and put on the grinder and go ahead and give these valve covers just a good brush and polish. And if we don't like it, we can always put a little paint on them. But let's go ahead, let's bring out the grinder and let's see if we can make these valve covers look like something. So let's hop to it and let's get it done. So we're getting this intake area all cleaned up. It's got to be really, really clean. We want to make sure that our new gasket sticks really good. And I'm probably going to wind up painting this area here after I get the intake on. I think that's going to be the best thing for that. But we want to make sure that this is really, really 100% clean. And everything down in there is clean. Use the razor blade, get the surface 100% clean. But this was really, really tough to get the old gasket off. Been on there for 30 years, so I had to talk it into coming off of there. So we finally did. We finally talked it into just easing on off. Just kind of want everything to be 100% clean before we put it back together, because I only want to do this once. So we're going to try to clean up this intake just a little bit with the wire brush. We're just moving right along. We got the intake all cleaned up. We got the motor all cleaned up. Put the intake gasket on. And we got the intake gasket right here. The MS90103. We bought that down at the good folks at O'Reilly's. And then I ordered up some gaskets from this guy. This is the car part with, I think he kind of looks like me. But I got a bunch of gaskets in here and a bunch of seals, so we're just going to continue working and see if we can't get some of this stuff put back together, get everything torqued down, kind of just get everything going our way. So we're going to go ahead and probably do the intake first. I'm going to clean it one more time, and then we're going to put this thing on and be done with it. I'm going to go ahead and clean this one more time. So we just want everything to be just absolutely 100% clean. No messing around on the gasket sealing surface. It's got to be clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be tight. That's all they are to it. And these are gaskets from Mr. O'Reilly. I think these were about $25. You see the way that it's cut out there. Way it's cut right out for the head gasket. You can see this notch right there is cut out for the head gaskets to slide right down into. I think we're going to seal up. I think we're going to seal up with some silicone though, a little bit on these gaskets. This is our mock-up right here, just getting a feel for how everything goes. And you can see the cork up front goes into the tab and into the tab here, like that. Just into that tab, and then the head gasket the same way with the rear. But we're gonna put some RTV on all of this. So the Car Parts Wizard, he brought us all these gaskets. We got an oil pan gasket. We got the front and rear seals that we needed. So we got all of that. So why don't we go ahead and see if we can go ahead and knock the old seals out and get the new seals in. That's an aggravating little booger to get out of there. Finally, got him out. So we finally knocked that little booger in. Didn't necessarily have the tool I needed, so we improvised and used a strut spacer for a Tundra. But we got the little seal in. Probably just have to touch up a couple of pieces of paint. So let's see if we can get that rear one in, which will probably be even more of a challenge. I'm gonna turn it right up here, put the camera right down in here so y'all can see me mess this up. Cause this thing is, I don't know how I'm gonna get this one drove back in. I'm hoping I can just be very gentle with this seal and kind of use this seal to tap the new one in. But it's the right thing to do to get these seals replaced. Once we bolt it to the transmission, then it's a whole new day. I may not even be able to get in there to hit that until I get it back up on the chain. But it is inching out. Look at that. It actually looks really good, but we got it out in one piece. Man, we got some brand new cork valve cover gaskets, and we're gonna go with the brushed aluminum for now, so I think that's gonna look pretty good. That looks pretty good. For the time being, I kinda like it. So why don't we go ahead and get these valve cover gaskets put on, be one step closer to putting this motor in. So we got that engine looking really, really good. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It looks good. We got to have a good place to put it in the truck. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump up in the engine bay. We're going to scuff that all down. I got some rusty metal primer. We're going to put that on there. After that dries, we're going to put a couple of coats of flat black paint, get it looking 100% OEM inside there. So when you raise that hood, you see the black and then the blue motor just stands out. Can't wait to see how it all looks. Can't wait to get the engine back in, but we're gonna get it painted. And then we're gonna, after we get it painted, I think I'm gonna pull the transmission, and then we'll both the engine and the transmission together, because I do have a few parts for the transmission I'd like to get done. Don't know if we'll have enough time, but we're gonna work as hard as we can. So let's jump in the engine bay and let's get scuffing. we had a really good time getting this rusty metal primer painted inside this hood. It looks really good. Pretty excited about how the inside of the engine bay is turning out. I promise you though, every single time that we try to paint something in the yard, the wind blows 100 miles an hour. Today's no different. It's been misting, a little bit of rain, and the wind's blowing really hard. But I've got some flat black Rust-oleum paint. We're gonna get that mixed up. We're gonna get the inside of this engine bay all flat black, all looking really good. Maybe not show car good, but really good. We're gonna make this truck into something. Absolutely love this truck. Cannot give up on it. So that's enough talking. Let's start painting. So I was just working with my accessory here. The only thing that we got to do is we got to turn the water pump and the alternator. So I repurposed this big bracket for my cause here, and that's going to work just fine. It's going to work 100% amazing. But I think I'll take the bracket off and clean it up and paint it. Probably just paint it. Maybe we could brush clean it, but we need to paint it and the alternator. So this big motor is just really close to being ready to set back in this truck. Man, we done a lot of work today, just a lot. I know it might not seem like it, but I've been working on this really hard for a couple of days, just trying to get everything ready. We finally got that engine bay ready for that bright blue motor. I got to touch up a few things, paint the alternator and stuff, and then I want to pull this transmission out, and I thought I might be able to get that done today. We absolutely ran out of time, and I think that's just going to be all for this episode. But in the next one, we'll definitely get the transmission out, get it bolted to the engine, and get it headed back into the truck. I do have some parts for that transmission. I want to make sure that it's 100%. So I do think that that's going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. If you like content like this and you like the video, drop us a like. It really helps us out. It helps the channel. It helps us bring you more videos. We do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by and watching. It's a lot of fun. We know you enjoy it. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Real Orange Wires. We always post there before YouTube. We'll catch you next time in the 1969. We're out.